37 years later, how Florence Griffith Joyner as 21.34 as 200m run still sends shockwaves through athletics. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. It was September 29th, 1988. The world watched in awe as Florence Griffith Joyner, known affectionately as FloJo, stepped into the Seoul Olympic Stadium. She was wearing a shimmering, skin-tight racing suit, her long nails painted gold. Her style as electric as her speed. When the gun fired, she exploded down the track. Not just running, but transforming the race into art. The clock stopped at 21.34 seconds. A world record. 37 years later, no woman has run faster. Not even close. And in a sport defined by progress, innovation, and science, FloJo's time still hangs like an untouchable legend over the women's 200-meter. The record has become more than a statistic. It is a symbol, a mystery, a challenge. This is the story of Florence Griffith Joyner's immortal run, and why it still sends shockwaves through athletics. FloJo, the woman behind the speed glowing star. Florence Griffith Joyner was not just a sprinter. She was a phenomenon. Born in Los Angeles in 1959, FloJo wasn't a track prodigy from the start. She ran competitively at UCLA, but her rise truly began in her mid-20s. By the mid-1980s, she had become America's fastest woman. Yet her destiny was tied to her flamboyant personality as much as her speed. Her style, long painted nails, racing suits adorned with glitter and lightning bolts, flowing hair, turned her into a cultural icon. She was as much about performance and spectacle as she was about medals and records. But beyond the glitz lay a relentless athlete. FloJo was known for her discipline, her intense training, and her pursuit of perfection. Her journey to the 1988 Olympics was a story of determination and transformation, a woman who refused to be just another runner. Seoul 1988, the stage of Legends Stadium. The Seoul Olympics were already electric. The Cold War's shadow hung over the Games, national pride burned bright, and Florence Griffith Joyner carried the hopes of the United States on her shoulders. Her first event was the 100m. FloJo demolished the competition, winning gold with a world record of 10.49 seconds, a mark that still stands. But it was her next event that would cement her name in eternity. The women's 200-meter final on September 29th became more than a race. It became a defining moment in sports history. FloJo lined up in lane 5, her long limbs coiled like springs. The crowd fell silent. The gun fired. She exploded off the blocks, reaching top speed within seconds. Her stride was flawless, long, powerful, controlled. Around the curve, she began to pull away from the field. Her arms pumped with rhythmic power. Her expression was one of pure focus. As she approached the finish line, the clock read 21.34 seconds, the fastest women's 200-meter time in history. FloJo had not just won. She had shattered reality. A record that defies time hourglass not done. 37 years later, the number still shocks the world. The women's 200-meter world record progression shows a history of gradual improvement, until FloJo's mark, which stands like a mountain. Since Seoul, no one has come within more than a half second of her time. In sprinting, where records often fall by hundreds of seconds, her dominance is staggering. Why has her time endured? There are many theories. Unmatched peak performance. FloJo reached her prime in a way few athletes ever do, combining strength, speed, and perfection at the exact right moment. Technological changes. Track surfaces, shoe technology, and training methods have evolved, yet the record still stands. Some argue her feat was ahead of its time. Athlete longevity. Few sprinters maintain world-class form long enough to peak in both the 100m and 200m at the same Olympics. FloJo did both in record-breaking fashion. It's a record that resists the march of progress, a time that feels almost mythical. The ripple effects on athletics water wave. FloJo's 21.3 for hasn't just been a number. It has shaped the sport in profound ways. 1. Inspiration for generations. Every young sprinter growing up hears about FloJo's record. For decades, it became a dream target, a gold standard. Sprinters like Elaine Thompson-Herah, Dina Asher-Smith, Shericka Jackson, and Sha'Carri Richardson often speak of her as a role model. 2. Evolution of women's sprinting. Her dominance in sole force competitors and coaches worldwide to rethink training. Science and biomechanics advanced partly because athletes sought to match her speed. 3. Cultural impact. FloJo became a style icon, influencing fashion, music, and pop culture. Her long nails, flowing hair, and glittery suits became part of athletics lore. The mystery, a record controversy magnifying glass still to left. It's impossible to discuss FloJo's record without touching on controversy. Some critics have questioned the legitimacy of her time, citing win conditions and suspicions of performance-enhancing substances. However, no definitive proof has ever emerged, and FloJo's record has withstood decades of scrutiny. What remains undeniable is her impact, both on the sport and the public imagination. Whether by pure talent, rigorous training, or a combination of factors, Florence Griffith Joyner produced performance that transcended athletics. Modern chasers of the record woman running, dashing away. In the decades since Seoul, a handful of sprinters have come close. Dina Asher-Smith, the British star, clocked 21.88 in 2019. Shericka Jackson, Jamaica's sprint queen, ran 21.45 in 2023, the closest anyone has come in decades. Elaine Thompson-Herah ran 21.53 in her prime, but each time the mark remains untouched. FloJo's 21.34 is not just a record. It's a challenge that has defined careers. Athletes today speak of chasing the ghost of FloJo in interviews. It's a record that fuels ambition, pushing women sprinters to new heights, while reminding them how extraordinary it is to hold something untouchable for nearly 4 decades. Florence Griffith Joyner's enduring legacy cherry blossom. FloJo passed away tragically in 1998 at just 38 years old. Her career, life, and style remain a part of track history forever. Her legacy isn't just about the record. It's about her influence. She inspired a generation of female athletes to chase speed with style, elevated women sprinting to a spectacle of athleticism and artistry, proved that records can transcend time, becoming cultural milestones. Today, her name is synonymous with excellence and mystery in track and field. Young athletes still aspire to her standard. Coaches still use her race as a case study in biomechanics and mental toughness. Why the record still shocks the world, globe show in Europe, Africa. What makes FloJo's 21.34s so enduring is that it wasn't just a race. It was a moment, a perfect alignment of training, form, and determination. A pinnacle performance at the Olympic Games, under the brightest lights, an embodiment of artistry and power combined. It's the kind of record that doesn't just exist in a results book, it lives in the collective memory of the sport, a legacy that runs forever. Glowing star. Florence Griffith Joyner's 21.3, for isn't just a number, it is an echo through time, a moment that still inspires awe, debate, and wonder. It is a reminder that sport is not only about results, it is about moments that live forever. And FloJo gave the world one of those moments. Her record still stands. Her legend still lives. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.